violence that I've seen is disgusting. It's escalated now since the beginning of this incident. What we saw the first night was bad. What we've seen subsequent to that is getting increasingly worse and more violent. Tonight we had individuals out there shooting commercial-grade fireworks at our officers. That can kill you. And we have adapted our tactics to be able to have a chance to be able to take these people into custody and to be able to hold them accountable. We are overwhelmed as far as the number of people out there engaged in this type of activity and the type of things that they're doing.
Remember that I showed you that clip from yesterday? Things have changed, and so has my attitude. So fair warning, mind your ears, because I'm about to lose it. Here we go. Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. The video that I'm dropping tonight, it's going to be a doozy and it's going to piss off a lot of people. So like I said in the opening, mind your ears, because I'm going to lose it with some of these people, and I'm not going to hold my tongue back. So giving you a fair warning. But anyway, that first clip I played yesterday about, I basically was trying to give the police chief the benefit of the doubt, okay? And if you look at my video from last night, you'll see that I said that I have yet to see the police chief do any interview side by side with the mayor, the governor, whatever the case is, okay? But now it seems like earlier today he did, okay? And it's not exactly something that, how can I say, that I can't call out the BS on, okay? And this is why so many people are leaving the Democrat Party, and this is why people can go out there and protest like a bunch of whiny little spoiled brats that don't get their way and cause chaos, division, confusion because of the tactics from the left. Doesn't matter if you're a politician, it doesn't matter if you're a voter, it doesn't matter if you're a leftist judge, police chief, whatever the case is. These people are in lockstep, and when you try to give them the benefit of the doubt or try to meet them halfway and say, you know what, okay, I tell you what, you're willing to work with me, I'll work with you. Right away, they got to go mess it up and side once again with the enemy, okay, that they know for a fact that is up to no good. But this is going to be a long one. Before I continue, I just want to thank all my new subscribers here on YouTube and on Rumble. So don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, and pass the channel around. I'm going to play the next clip that now the police chief put out today, earlier today. I believe it came out like 8-9 hours ago, something like that. And it just blows my mind, okay? It blows my mind how nobody can look at what he said yesterday and what I'm about to show you and just think and say, wait a minute. The chaos that's going on has not changed. It's quelled down some, but it doesn't take away the fact that starting on Friday, this chaos came along with it. It had nothing to do with Trump, nothing to do with anything else other than the fact that a bunch of treasonous, unpatriotic people in America want to have their way and let every illegal migrant come into this country. Okay, starting with people that supposedly love Mexico and want to wave their Mexican flag on American soil while burning the American flag. Okay, and at the same time saying that LA still belongs to Mexico. You can't make this up. But listen to what I'm talking about. Check this out.
A courthouse.
The introduction of federal military personnel without direct coordination creates logistical challenges and risks confusion during critical incidents.
Did you hear it? All of a sudden, this man said that he was disgusted with what happened. It started on Friday. He knows very well that Trump didn't make a move till Sunday. Okay, it got even more heated yesterday, but now all of a sudden, he's standing next to the mayor, who has been bashing Donald Trump, ICE, Tom Homan, everybody, Republicans, okay? And this is what he's going to say. It's a few words, but it explains, you don't need to talk a lot in order to explain what you're trying to say. And these few words that he says, I mean, it's the epitome of this.
The introduction of federal military personnel without direct coordination creates logistical challenges and risks confusion during critical incidents.
Unbelievable. You know, he wasn't complaining about the coordination, okay, when ICE was there backing up the police officers, when the National Guard was there trying to help out with the police officers. Now all of a sudden, it's a problem. It became a problem. When he was on his own talking, you heard what he said. It was disgusting. Okay? They were overwhelmed. In other words, they didn't have enough bodies there in order to keep the peace. But let Mayor Bass come with this permanent shit-eating grin on her face, the way she always has. I don't know whether the woman is serious or not. Now he's standing side by side. He's got to read from a piece of paper, as if he was told to read it. And it's like, listen, stand by your convictions, man. You said yesterday that all this chaos started on Friday. Okay? That you guys were overwhelmed, that you was disgusted with what was going on, what these protesters were doing. Now you're going to come and try to pass the buck? And make it seem that all of a sudden it's because of logistics? What? The fact that the National Guard was basically trying to protect a federal building? You guys were being attacked? Your police cruisers being attacked and bombarded? People being attacked in the street, vehicles being set on fire, stores being vandalized. You know, I cannot believe what the hell is going on in California. There are so many reasons why I keep saying that the powers that be in the Democrat Party, they're nothing but freaking evil. Evil, man. It's incredible with everything that's going on. I mean, he made his point saying that he was not going to help ICE in picking up illegal migrants. That's fine. Not a problem. You want to keep the peace, go right ahead. But they couldn't even keep the damn peace. Okay? They were letting their own police officers get attacked. Only up until Donald Trump came out and said that he was sending the National Guard. Then the police department got a little more gully. Their balls grew a little bigger. But then leave it up to Karen Bass, Hakeem Jeffries, Gavin Newsom, okay, Maxine Waters, to try to spin all this around. Now they get in this man's ear, and now he's reading off a piece of paper, making it seem like, you know what? We had it under control until Trump, got into our business. No, you didn't. You still don't have it under control. You still don't. But you know what? Let's get to the next video clip and see what Maxine Waters has to say. Here we go.
And even those who were out of step with what we are advocating, peaceful protest, did not create any violence. Nobody was shot. Nobody was killed. Get it in your head. And so when martial law is called, what are you going to say? I missed the point. Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence. I was on the street. I know. And I went from downtown detention back out into the community, talking to people what happened in Paramount, what happened in Compton, what happened in Inglewood. So, first of all, get it straight. And don't just rely on what you're being told or the few incidents that you saw.
I don't get it. I don't get it, people. You know, I cannot believe this woman is a fucking wretched scab of a woman. Okay? For her to come out and say, don't believe of the few incidents, that was just a small taste of hundreds of different video from different angles, from different people out in the street in LA recording. And then her answer is, nobody got shot, nobody got killed. Does it take someone to get shot and killed in order for you to do something? See, that's the problem with the fucking Democrats. Okay? This all started when ICE went Friday to a Home Depot to go pick up some people. Out of X amount of people that they picked up, they already had warrants for certain people. One of them was a child rapist. One of them was a murderer. One of them was something to deal with extortion and kidnapping. Altogether, I believe it was 8 people, individual, that they had to pick up that they had warrants on from other countries. But since the Democrats don't want no illegal migrants picked up, chaos ensues. And this woman's going to make it seem, oh, well, I walked around. I did this. I did that. The only video that's circulating was the one where she was shut out from going inside the federal building. No, I haven't seen any other video of this woman walking around the areas that she said. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen any videos of any political officials in California walking around, okay, in the crowd trying to calm people down. Not the governor, not the mayor, nobody. And then she's going to go on camera and say, basically, don't believe your lying eyes or ears. You know, it is so hard to keep composure with these people. These people are the worst of the worst. And all they could keep doing, okay, is blaming Trump. Calling out systemic white racism. January 6th. Oh, you want to lock people up. But meanwhile, Trump pardoned all these people on January 6th, and it goes on and on and on. They hold no accountability. That has nothing to do with being complacent. As a matter of fact, to tell you the truth, they asked Donald Trump about Gavin Newsom. Okay, which the question towards Gavin Newsom, it wasn't even a setup. He set himself up, saying for Tom Homan, if he wants him to come get him. A reporter asked Donald Trump, President Trump, what do you think about that? Should he be arrested? And President Trump came out and said, you know what? I would, meaning if I was in Tom Homan's shoes, for Gavin Newsom over here trying to puff his chest up, I would go out there and arrest him. And then the media spins it around saying, and not even the media, Gavin Newsom goes out and tweets, knowing very well what Donald Trump said, it's on video. I can't believe that the president wants to arrest me, this and that, yada, 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 in this day and age. Motherfucker, you started that. Okay? You started that argument. You came out and said straight out that if Tom Homan was man enough to come and get you, you started it. Because you're nothing but a lying, split-tongued piece of shit. That's why. You know, this is enough. I tell you what, I'm always talking about keep your composure. Don't let nobody bring the ugly out of you. I stand by that. But you know what? There are things going on right now in California that if it doesn't end, and now they have a map. I think it's on June 14th or the 20th. They have blue dots of where people are coordinating online. And when you look at the map, from Florida all the way to Washington, even up into Canada, there's got to be hundreds of rally points where they want to have what they call a No King's Day. where they're going to have just dozens, if not, I mean, hundreds of rallies. Then now people are calling that, you know what? The Department of Justice needs to investigate who is putting all those rallies together, and they should be held on RICO charges. Because you know it's going to get ugly. And this is all perpetrated by the left. And it's been in motion. There is no way from Friday up until now that somebody could have put out all that information in order to get all these people rallied out with flyers and all that. It's already been in the mix, people. These people are evil. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you another video on how they're coordinating. But yet, you're going to have people like Hakeem Jeffries say something different. Check this out. Here we go. Okay, before I play this clip, this was put up by Cinema Shogun. Okay, because I couldn't find it anywhere else. He's the only one that has put this clip out. Okay, and I cannot believe that the media is not jumping all over this. Okay, and if anybody doesn't know who Cinema Shogun is, go on his channel, show him some love, join his channel, all that good stuff. This is in LA. This is a truck that pulled up that was bringing supplies to people in the street, these protesters, masks and stuff like that. This is on camera, on video. A reporter is on a rooftop zooming in, reporting about this. Why this is not all over the media, it just blows my mind. How the Democrats could keep saying that all these protests are organic, it's infuriating. Check this out.
That doesn't look like food.
Yeah, those are.
Looks like masks.
Yeah, no, those are masks. Yeah, so people are prepping for some sort of altercation with police as we speak.
Yeah, This is a different scene than what.
This intersection, like I.
Yeah. I mean, we saw
at this intersection, like I said, there's no local police. We've been seeing the burnouts.
A very different scene. And are those hats that you wear that are more like helmets? I mean, this is a worrying sight. I mean, Christina's site, which is like very close by, she was describing a festive atmosphere, and it looked like a lot of folks, including a lot of older folks, who were there for the right reasons.
Well, this guy's tagging the sidewalk, right?
You know, this is troublemakers. You probably don't put on a mask unless you have a plan of not wanting somebody to see your face.
Okay, now look at the woman in here, an older woman, coming out giving out stuff, and then there's another woman on top giving out supplies.
And so this is concerning.
Well, the woman who was handing out the masks, you see her quite clearly there in that beige T-shirt. She's not covering her face at all. So I would love to hear from her as to what this is about. Alex, you do bring up the fact that this could be very concerning. It is a Monday and not the weekend, so you're wondering how many people are wanting to stick around through the evening. Matthew, do you get a feel at all for this crowd? You've been out there for the past couple days.
Yeah, it reminds me of when we got to Paramount on Saturday. Here we have another person doing a little bit of a burnout there in the intersection, where you can feel an energy in the air. It's hard to describe, where it just feels like something's going to happen and you're waiting for it to happen. And you can look around, you see the National Guard in front of the federal building, but as far as this intersection where we're seeing all this take place, there's no local police to be seen.
Yeah.
And we have people handing out masks and gas masks, and we just saw people graffitiing the sidewalk right in front of this truck, and we've seen people doing burnouts in the street. There's no local law enforcement around.
Let us clarify, because we've been showing a wide shot and from a different angle, a whole lot of officers on the other side of the federal building, almost behind you, and perhaps the visual is obstructed from your point of view, but I can tell you there are many, many, many LAPD cars and officers there that have staged. They are blocking that freeway overpass so protesters can't get on that.
Yeah, they're all on the other side. Instead of being around right here and busting those people right there for bringing in masks and stuff like that, because they already know where that's going. Okay? You would think they would get their asses on it and say, you know what, wait a minute, these people are going to be up to no good. They're just gearing up for round 2. Okay, we have to shut it down. Nope. The police chief comes out and says it was disgusting, and now the police chief is trying to make it seem like, you know what, with another division of law enforcement, it's it made things worse. It's wow. It's really just incredible, man. As a matter of fact, before I get to the next video, I'm gonna show you a picture of the guy that was driving the truck. That's him right there. This traitorous prick. Okay? Thinking that he's on the right side of history. Being a part of all the chaos. Okay? Knowing that these people are out there tearing things up. Attacking people. I mean, there's a lot more people, so stay with me. Like I said, it's going to be a long video. Let's get to the next video clip of what some MSNBC, okay, talking head has to say. Which I'm telling you, the demonic narrative, it just doesn't cease to stop. I'm telling you, I truly believe I believe with all my heart. I know that I always say pray for your enemies. I believe in that. But at the same time, I truly believe that there are some people out here among us that are being controlled by demons that want this. Listen, watch what I'm talking about. Here we go.
Now that they're going to see the spectacle of quote unquote LA on fire, which it's not. Right? What will happen? Will he activate the ugliness that got him in office in the first place? Will folk now declare why they love him? Because we know that he's always good on the immigration question. And then the second thing, this reminds me historically of it's not a clear analogy, but when the nation, when these political factions divided the nation between slaveholders and slave catchers. When they made everybody, with the fugitive slave law, all of us had to, if someone escaped, all of us had to return that particular piece of property to these folk. With ICE running around LA, forcing people to make choices. Will they protect their friends, their neighbors, their family members? Will they confront these folk and they're terrorized? I'm sitting here trying to figure out, right, what will the country stomach? Are they going to allow this man to do this? And the answer that I keep coming to is yes.
Oh, man. You know, there are people right now in the UK, especially Britain, that are having the police go to their house just for making comments on social media. If they make any comment about the Muslim extremists in their country, the patriots of the UK, they're being arrested. They're being brought in front of a judge just for leaving an opinion. Nothing from so many that I've seen, so many stories, so many news articles, nothing that those people say comes anywhere close to how the Democrats here, the leftists over here, the liberals over here talk about other people. It's incredible. It's incredible, the filth that just came out this man's mouth, everything he just said. One has nothing to do with the other. Okay? Donald Trump's approach to all this, President Trump's approach to all this, is to fix what the Biden and Harris administration did by leaving the border wide open, letting millions of people in. And if the communities, specifically the Mexican community, is not willing to point out the criminals that have infiltrated their communities, coming here illegally, then these are the steps that the President of the United States has to take. Okay? And this man wants to talk about slavery. In other words, trying to make it seem that if they go and they pick somebody up, they're going to leave all that property behind. Before I get to the next clip, just a quick little story. When I was in Orlando, okay, when Obama was doing this, one of the communities that Barack Obama targeted, it wasn't the Haitian community, okay? It was the Brazilian community. And they were doing the same thing. They were picking people up and just letting them leave their belongings behind. Nobody cared about their property. They would scoop them up, send them out to Miami, and from Miami straight to Brazil. Nobody had a problem with that. Nobody cared about their families. Nobody cared about their jobs, the property they left behind. I'm sure as shit this guy didn't care. But what did they leave? What did they leave in Orlando? They left all the Haitian criminals in Orlando. That's what they did. And this man's going to come out and say something like this. It's incredible the way these people do this. It's incredible the way they can keep putting out this information. Okay? And try to make people believe that what they're saying is truth. And they just keep feeding the narrative. Whether Donald Trump sent the National Guard or not, this was going to happen no matter what. Okay? No matter what. Because all these governors, all these mayors have been fighting ever since Donald Trump came out and said this is what he was going to do. They already put their foot on the ground and said, you know what? We will not cooperate with ICE and we will stand in the way of it. But since word got around that just in LA alone, there's proof that there's over 1 million illegal migrants in LA alone, Tom Homan and them say, you know what, we're going to hit LA hard. They knew this, and they were gearing up and preparing. They knew what they had to do, what they had to say, who they had to call, how they had to rally the people. If Donald Trump came out and minded his business, like when he tried to get the National Guard into Chicago, when Rahm Emanuel was there, and Rahm Emanuel came out and said, we don't need your help, and Donald Trump said, okay, no problem. If Donald Trump would have said the same thing to LA, okay, no problem. They'd still be in the same situation. As a matter of fact, that building that the National Guard was protecting, that Maxine Waters wanted to use her congressional power to get into, there'd be nobody there. Those people will be busting in those doors and those windows trying to get in. That's just a given. Okay? And now Maxine Waters and the rest of them are saying, oh, he's going to send in the Marines. Yeah, you're damn right. When you got people in this country burning the American flag and planting their Mexican flag, talking about this is Mexico, that is an act of war. No American. Now, I know what you're going to say. So all you lefties out there. Well, that's what the American government does all the time. The government, not American citizens. We just don't get up in mass and decide to go to another country and do the same shit these people are doing here. Or, as a matter of fact, name an American community in any other country that has set up shop. Name an American community with nothing but Americans that are out there protesting and rallying in any other country where they can do the same thing. Being born and raised in that country. Okay? Doing what the supposed American Mexicans are doing. Since they love Mexico so much, but yet they're born and raised in America, and now they're pulling this. I'll wait. I'll wait till anybody shows me any of that. Okay? Because we all know it's not true. I'm not talking about the wicked powers that be that want to go out there and start wars and take. We're not talking about that. The crooked government does not represent the people. Okay? When you got a man like President Trump, Tom Homan, J.D. Vance, when you got people like that that are saying, you know what? We are trying to expose the deep state. We are trying to get law and order back in this country. And you're against that? You're part of the problem. You are the enemy. You are the enemy. Okay? Because even the president of Mexico is out here saying that she's not happy of the fact of what they're doing to Mexicans in America because they're hardworking people. They've come to America to find a better life. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. How can they? Why would they want to leave Mexico to find a better life? If all the people that are here, that are not even born in Mexico, are waving their flags, talking about Mexico's better, America is no good. So you obviously don't need the Mexicans here. Why don't you call them all back to go to Mexico? Oh, I'll tell you why. Let me show you guys a quick clip. Here we go. Here's a little a YouTube short that was put out. This is out in Oregon, where they're protesting ICE agents, okay? This is why I said in my video yesterday, and I guess somebody watched my video because now it's catching on. Okay? People basically putting it in their own words. But I mean, I'm not even going to coin it. It's no big deal. It's just that I came out and say, you know what? If you want to go out there and protest, all you people want to protest, about Mexicans, and all you people want to protest about Palestine, why don't you people go to Palestine and fight, or go to Mexico and fight? And it's because you're afraid of the big bad boogeyman, which is not the American government, because you're here. Okay? You're afraid of the cartel. You're afraid of whatever Muslim extremists in Palestine. That's what you're afraid of. That's why you won't do it. But you'll bitch and moan because you want to set up shop here in America. But now this is a protest that's going on, okay, for a transgender person in Oregon. And it's funny how all these people in the transgender community say that they're under attack in America. Listen to what this person has to say.
And it's just scary nowadays.
Dozens of protesters took to the streets of Vancouver and Portland. Both protests come on the heels of the arrest of a 24-year-old transgender migrant woman identified as OJM, who, according to her attorneys, was arrested after her asylum case hearing in Portland. Her attorney claims after she left the courtroom, ICE agents arrested her, have since transferred her to Tacoma, and plan to rapidly deport her. According to her petition to the court, several members of a Mexican drug cartel threatened to kill OJM because she is a transgender woman. Fearing for her life, she fled and sought asylum in the United States in 2023.
Did you hear that? People, this is the perfect example of a damn conundrum. The transgender community is saying that they want rights because transgender people are not protected in America. They're being under attack. They're being hunted down. Okay, that's number one. Number two, they let illegal migrants come into the country and they just want them to stay here, whether they're a rapist, murderer, whatever the case is. Number three, you got all these people out there protesting in LA, Viva Mexico, but yet America's shit, right? But now, one person comes here, they go to their court hearing, they basically get denied, and it doesn't even say if they got denied, saying that they had ICE waiting for them to pick them up. But yet, they don't want that person to be sent back to Mexico because supposedly a Mexican cartel wants that person dead because they're transgender. Mexico doesn't look too good now, does it? You keep waving your flag, your Mexican flag, your transgender flag. Doesn't look good, does it? Only in America can you wave your transgender flag, your Mexican flag, and you don't see nobody burning those flags, but you're burning the American flag and you're fucking protesting. And if you ask me, in all honesty, I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that if the cartel's looking for this person, it's because they're transgender. No, I think that that person was up to no good in Mexico, decided to come to America, pretend they were transgender, just to try to hide, thinking that they're going to get some more, more rights because they're part of the marginalized people. But yet they got caught. And now they got to get their ass slungshot back to Mexico. And the reason why I say that, okay, is because of two reasons. The first one being that a few months ago, they did catch somebody coming in through the southern border, but I don't remember what country, trying to claim asylum because they were transgender, so they wanted to transition here. They were like, nope, that's not an excuse. Your sexuality wasn't an excuse, because they found out that that person was lying about that. Okay? The second point, I'm calling BS on it, it's because out of all the years that we've heard of all the chaos between the drug trade and cartels and gangs, whatever the case is, okay, whatever the case is, coming in, I'm not talking about the Middle East, not like that, I'm talking about South America. How many times has anybody ever heard that the Mexican cartel had beef with transgender people? Or gay people, for that matter? Because I've never heard of it. Do I think that individually people may not like it? Yes. But how many times have anybody ever heard that somebody being gay or transgender, whatever the case is, was fleeing Mexico because that the cartels don't like that person because of their sexuality? I think the Mexican cartel has a lot more on their plate than worrying about some dude's fucking sexuality. But leave it up to the left to come up with any excuse trying to keep somebody here in this country. You can't make this up, people. And these are the hoops that the Democrats, the liberals, the socialists, the communists, the Marxists, okay? These are the hoops that they put up and they want everybody to jump through. And yet all they keep doing is pointing the finger at the people that are trying to fix it, trying to clean it up. Nope. You're the fascists, you're the racists, you're this, you're that. Just let them all in. Don't even look for them. It'd be a lot different if in all these communities, and it doesn't matter what nationality you are. You come in here illegal, it's illegal. I don't care if you're from Russia, Italy, China, it doesn't matter. Mexico, it doesn't matter. But if you're coming into the country and you're going to that specific community, okay, the least you can do is point out the damn criminals, but you won't even do that. You won't even try to, not that I'm saying it should be, it should be something that you should do in order for you to gain entry here and to stay. No, but what I'm saying is that you don't even go that far to come out and say, you know what, let me try something. Let me see if I can point out some criminals, if it'll give me some leeway. Like I said, I'm not for that. You come here illegally, you got to go through the process, and that's it. I think they should just send you back and try again. But I think that everybody should find out who they are. The government's on the other side need to get that information. Is this person wanted in your country? Whatever the case is, and that's it. Why is it so easy to do that to American-born citizens, to find out everything about their lives, but yet these people are born and raised here? You have other people coming from other countries and nobody wants to talk about them. Just give them all the equal rights and then some. I mean, they're just lying left and right. Now, like I said, Can this person be in trouble? Yeah. Do I think they're running from supposedly a Mexican cartel because of their sexuality? Nah, I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. I'm just not buying it. Unless something happened where that person is running. Now, if the person is innocent, maybe they've seen something, whatever the case is, fine. But their argument's out the door. It's out the window. Is null and void. Just by saying, well, I'm fleeing because they want to kill me because I'm transgender. And the argument coming from the left is null and void because why would you want them here? America's no good. Never mind the fact that person's transgender. You just don't want them here because they're coming from Mexico because America's no good. And on top of that, let's double down. You don't want them here in America because transgender people's rights are, under attack. They're being hunted down. So you see what I'm saying, people? It's a double freaking whammy from the left. It just makes no damn sense. Why would you want a transgender Mexican here in America if America is no good for Mexicans and transgender people? I don't get it. I really don't. Let's get to another video clip. Here we go.
A post from LAPD right now, Mayor Bass. Business owners are now reporting stores being looted in the area of 6th Street and Broadway.
Did you hear her? She's telling out what happened, and all the mayor could say is, oh my God, really? What you think was going to happen? Uh-huh.
Oh my God. And that's just another layer. As we've mentioned, only a small group of people still on the streets of downtown Los Angeles. This is not the larger protesting group we've seen throughout the day. But what is the solution to de-escalation? Are there any talks about bringing in possibly more law enforcement, maybe some other city agencies, mutual aid? I know that the police chief, LAPD police chief, said that they were, quote, overwhelmed.
Well, but I don't think he meant that they were overwhelmed to the point of needing mutual aid. I know that
the reporter just came out and said that the police chief said they're overwhelmed. She's like, I don't think he means overwhelmed. It's, oh man. I have to laugh, people. It's, let's continue.
You know, our chief has great relations with other departments all through the region, and if mutual aid is needed, I know that he wouldn't hesitate to call on it. But in my conversations with him, he did not indicate that they were overwhelmed and they couldn't manage the situation.
Okay, there goes the contradiction, people. The reporter said that the police chief said they're overwhelmed. She goes, I don't think he's overwhelmed. Basically, he's got friends in other departments around, around the state or whatever the case is. They need to bring in reinforcements. It'll be fine. But you just heard the police chief in the beginning of this video saying that being that another police organization came in, it made things harder. I played the video. Go back to the beginning and see it. But now this woman, okay, the wretched mayor that she is saying, nope, they're not overwhelmed. And if they were, he would have called on other departments. They would help, but wouldn't that be the same thing? Wouldn't that be the same thing? Another police organization coming in to hook up with them and help out. Wouldn't they get in the way? Wouldn't they clash? Or was it because it was Donald Trump sending in ICE and the National Guard and what have you? That's what it is. They want to handle business their way. They want all the illegal immigrants in their state. They want nobody to worry about all the crime they're committing. They don't want them kicked out. They're going to die on that hill, which right now is just a giant crater. It's not a hill anymore. They're basically digging their own graves. But yet they still want to turn around, point the finger, project it on everybody else saying, we're not the problem, you are. And one store in particular that they looted here, I want everybody to pay attention to.
At all.
Mayor Karen Bass live with us.
You're looking at least 4 different locations this morning showing a wild night of looting in downtown LA. Overall, there were 7 stores that were hit. Many of those stores targeted were on Broadway.
Eyewitness News reporter Carly Gomez live in downtown LA. Carly, what's the latest where you are?
Yeah, early this morning right now, what we're dealing with is mostly clear scenes. A lot of the looters have left, but now all that's left is a lot of glass and a lot of repair work to be done. What you can see here is people starting to repair this Adidas store, as most of that was kicked in. 2 of the doors actually shattered and brought to the ground. Now this is being put up, the plywood here. Stores have been looted overnight with some arrests made as officers fought off some of the suspects. Earlier this morning, police staged at least 4 major intersections with police presence here on Broadway, but have since left. We know overnight the Adidas store, a jewelry store, Apple store, shoe palace, a dispensary, not just 1 but 2, and a pharmacy have been broken into and...
That right there, people. Never mind the clothing stores. 2 dispensaries, meaning marijuana dispensaries, and a drugstore, basically. A pharmacy. You know, not that any of the stores that got broken into, you know, is not something to be concerned about. But how is that helping the cause to keep illegal migrants here? Oh, I get it. They need to get all the weed that they can so they can go and wear the, you know, they're going to go wear the shoes, you know, all the Adidas sneakers and stuff like that, get high, and sell drugs, sell pharmaceutical drugs. Now it all makes sense. It all makes sense. That's what it's all about. Those are the reparations they're fighting for in California. Drugs, pharmaceuticals, clothing. Yeah, reparations. That's what it is. Just saying. I mean, what else could it be? Because up until Friday, I mean, it's not like, you know, Donald Trump was sending in the old jackboots and running into people's houses and kicking them in only because of the color of their skin. That wasn't happening. But he goes and says, you know what? We got a tip. We're going to go get some people that have committed heinous crimes. If you're an illegal immigrant, you're in the way. And even though you haven't committed a crime other than the fact that you came across the border illegally, you're going to get swept up too. Nope, can't have it. So we're going to fight them. We're going to coordinate. And while we're at it, the other part of our team, they're going to go and start looting stores and pharmacies and marijuana dispensaries and clothing stores. And we're all going to get dappered up, get high, and sell drugs. Perfect. Sounds just like the typical hood in California. Just saying, people. Just saying. And every time I see this, I'm going to end up the video with this. Right here where it says no ice. I've been seeing everybody. So, I mean, it's just spray painted everywhere around Los Angeles. No ice, no ice, no ice. I think I might have a way where Donald Trump could do this without any troops. Since Gavin, Newsom and them, they love holding water back from people. I say Donald Trump cut off all their water so they can't make any ice and let them deal with all that heat in California. You'll see how fast they'll be asking for ice. Because it's going to be so damn hot. I got to make a joke about it. Just saying. It'll be yes ice. It'll be yes ice please. Yes please ice. Excuse me. They'll be saying in Spanish, dame hielo, dame hielo. Give me ice. Yeah. Of course. Please, la migra, bring me ice. Uh-huh. Yeah, ice, right? No ice? No ice? No? Okay. Okay. It's your business. No ice. Oh, Lord, give me strength. Anyway. That's what I got for you, folks. So don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass the channel around. And if you can help support the channel, there's a link in my description to my Cash App and my merch store. So remember, people, stay vigilant. Keep praying for each other. Keep praying for the women and the children. Pray for this country. Pray for your enemies. Pray for Donald Trump. And don't forget to pray for all the missing children that they brought across the border. Peace.